We are the force. We are Wisconsin.
It's time for Brewers baseball on a beautiful Friday afternoon. We are in Phoenix, Arizona. Welcome to Cactus League Baseball this afternoon on Fox Sports Wisconsin. And just a few miles from downtown Phoenix, we're at Maryville Baseball Park. It is the Brew Crew and the Texas Rangers. And hi, everybody. We welcome you from Maryville Baseball Park, spring training home of the Brewers, alongside Bill Schroeder. I'm Brian Anderson. We're looking forward to this matchup today. It's the Brewers and the Rangers from the American League West. And interesting story today, I think. Matt Garza is on the mound for Milwaukee. Chris Carter starts at first base. These are two guys, Rock, that have a lot to prove this season.
Well, let's start with Chris Carter. You know what you're going to get offensively with Chris Carter. You're going to get the swing and the miss. You're not going to get the big batting average, but you're going to get a lot of home runs. He's had a 37 home run season in his career. The question is he going to be able to hold down first base? He's not going to have to be a gold glover. He's working very hard down here in spring training. No DH with the Brewers, so he's going to be able to catch it and throw it and get the job done at first base. On the other side of that, you're talking about Matt Garza, a dreadful season a year ago, a season of redemption for him. He's come into spring training with a new life. He feels as though he needs to reestablish his reputation as a quality starter in the major leagues. He's working hard. We'll see how it works out for him here today.
Well, remember last year he was shut down. He stopped pitching for the Brewers. Didn't want to go to the bullpen. His last outing was on the 5th of September. He's got a lot to prove this year. We've got spring training baseball from the Cactus League coming. Lineups and first pitch. Brewers Rangers coming up next on Fox Sports Wisconsin. The Texas Rangers, his second year at the helm in Arlington. And yes, he's got Prince Fielder in his lineup today. Looking forward to see Prince once again. The Potawatomi batting order for the Rangers. Delino DeShields Jr. will lead off, then Pedro Siriaco, followed by Prince Fielder. Middle of the order for Bannister is Mitch Moreland, Justin Ruggiano, and Joey Gallo. Bottom three, Jurickson Profar, Robinson, Chirinos, and Ryan Cordell. That's the starting nine that the Rangers will roll out there against right-hander Matt Garza. And Rock, as you said in the open, this is the year that Garza wants to try to establish his quote-unquote place in the game once again.
Yeah, again, very disappointed himself with his performance a year ago. He's 32 years old and in the third year of a four-year contract here with the Brewers. You can see his numbers last year. Certainly wants to atone for that season this year. No better way to start is in spring training. 6-14 with a 5.63 earned run average. Very un-Matt Garza-like numbers for him a year ago. Check out the Badger Mutual Brewers defense as penciled in by Craig Counsell today. You've got Liriano, Broxton, and Santana from left to right. Hill, VR, Walsh, and Carter from third to first. Martin Maldonado gets to start behind home plate. with Matt Garza on the mound today.
That's another beautiful day here in Phoenix, Arizona. And there is Prince Fielder. Interesting story with Prince. He is just returning to the Rangers today and in the starting lineup, but he has been back in Arlington. He's dealing with sleep apnea right now. Matter of fact, it's a pretty scary situation. His heart is, or his breath is stopping as he is sleeping, and he can't get any rest. So they went back to do some studies, and hopefully everything's going to be all right for Fielder. They wanted to take care of this right away, and it was thought that he would not be in the lineup today, and I think everybody is anxious to see him that remembers his time in Milwaukee. But Fielder is back today, and it's good to see him back in the lineup. So Fielder among a few of the regulars for the Texas Rangers. They have Jeremy Guthrie on the mound. By the way, we're back on television tomorrow. That'll be the third of our 3 in a row here for sponsor weekend. So we'll do it again same time tomorrow with the Colorado Rockies and the Brewers matching up. And then our TV games next week, March 16th and March 18th, the White Sox and the Reds. And both of those games will be here at Maryville Baseball Park. So great to be with you once again on Brewers television. And a good crowd still filing in here. It's actually a really nice day today. The sun is behind the clouds, so it's not as tough on the fielders with those fly balls as is normally the case here in spring training. And instead of temperatures soaring up into the 90s, which it has been, it's actually cooled a little bit, and the temperatures are going to be sitting in the low 80s and upper 70s.
The high skies makes for a lot of fun out there in the outfield and the infield.
Fun for us,
we have a good time with it.
Well, Matt Garza is ready to go, and he will face Delino DeShields, the everyday center fielder for the Rangers, coming off a terrific season last season. And Garza, the former Ranger, deals his first pitch inside, ball 1, and away we go. That is Adam Hamari calling the ball for strikes. Jerry Davis, Adrian Johnson, and Brian Knight are the base umpires, and the esteemed official scorer today is Ken Spindler. Ball and a strike on DeShields.
Matt Garza's second appearance down here in spring training. He last made his start on March 6th against the Indians, a game in which the Brewers would win in walk-off style. Garza went an inning and 2/3, gave up a run.
Little jam shot roller out to second base, or rather shortstop, I should say, and VR is there, his second consecutive start, and out number 1 to get us started.
Well, the Velo case for Matt Garza. He had a difficult time with that a year ago, giving a lot of hits, a lot of runs, and as we mentioned, a very disappointing season. And he has come in with a new zest, a new focus, and hope he's going to be able to keep the baseball down, keep the ball in the ballpark this year. They need him to be that guy again, that veteran presence in what looks to be a relatively young starting rotation.
Here's Pedro Siriaco. He's in a battle right now for that utility position with the Texas Rangers. Siriaco at second base today. And Garza, nice breaking ball. I'll tell you, Garza has pitched pretty well leading up to this. You can tell there's a little bit of focus with him, maybe more than we saw last spring. He knows his spot is secure in the rotation. That's not a question. He's in the 3rd year of a 4-year deal. A little flare out to second. Walsh is there. He's got it for out number 2. But Rock, we were watching his batting practice session leading up to his first start. I tell you, he was lights out, and his stuff electric.
Yeah, and he's using all of his pitches a lot earlier this spring, as you talked about, than he did last year. Last year was a lot of fastballs and didn't really worry too much about mixing in the breaking stuff. But even his first start, he was throwing the breaking ball, the slider, and more or less pitching like he would in a regular season.
Nice hand for Prince Fielder. Great years with the Milwaukee Brewers. Still a fan favorite here. Bounce back season for him last year. He was certainly in the conversation for much of the year for MVP. As he rolls over one, out to Colin Walsh again, and Garza's off to a good start. 1, 2, 3 go the Rangers. And now the Brewers are coming up. We're off and running today. It's Cactus League Baseball from Phoenix on Fox Sports Wisconsin. There's skipper Craig Counsell and his right-hand man sitting there behind Aaron Hill. Pat Murphy is bench coach. Rangers go in order. Matt Garza retiring the side. 3 up, 3 down. Now Counsell's batting order. And it's brought to you by Potawatomi. Santana back in the leadoff spot. VR hits second with Hill batting third. Carter, Wilkins, and Liriano in the middle with Walsh, Maldonado, and Keon Broxton rounding out the starting 9 for the Brew Crew. And on the mound for Texas is Jeremy Guthrie. Guthrie trying to impress and make this team, signing a minor league deal. And Santana with a big swing to start us here. And Rock, it's interesting that Craig Counsell is starting to like the idea of Domingo Santana in the leadoff spot. And here he is once again.
Brewers have always liked that power at the top of the order. Carlos Gomez, a leadoff hitter, to get something going early. Counsell not sure who he wants to use in that leadoff spot. Domingo Santana getting an opportunity. The veteran Jeremy Guthrie getting an opportunity here today. A non-roster invite. He spent the last 4 years with the Royals. The Texas Rangers are looking for a stopgap in that starting rotation, waiting for Hugh Darvish to come back from injury.
Now Darvish with the Tommy John procedure. They're hoping to get him back after the first couple of months. Santana sends one way back. Wow! Look how far that one flew. Domingo Santana with a booming home run. And the Brewers start this one with a bang here this afternoon.
It's always a good way to start a game. Your leadoff hitter hitting one about 430 feet. Boy, strong young man, I'm telling you. Hanging, breaking pitch, and watch this one fly. That was a curveball right down the middle, and Santana didn't try and pull it. That's a nice short stroke, and that ball just jumps off his bat. He was trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. There's a good start.
On a 1-2 pitch, Santana goes downtown. His first home run of the spring. VR hit leadoff yesterday, drove in the lone run for the Brewers in yesterday's game against the Giants. And in the 2 spot today, boy, Santana, there is a lot to like about this guy. He showed some flashes last year, part of that Carlos Gomez deal that brought Santana from Houston to Milwaukee. And we got a good look at him last year. 38 games with the Brewers, and he hit 6 homers in those 38 games.
Yeah, lightning quick back and handle the inside part of the plate. He'll be the right fielder to start the season, barring any crazy circumstances here in spring training. Only 2 hitters in the lineup today for Craig Counsell that can hit the ball as far as anybody. Santana and Chris Carter.
And then you throw the Prince Fielder mix in there as VR, a swing and a miss. Down he goes. So the first out for Jeremy Guthrie is a strikeout. Guthrie's had postseason experience, most recently with the Royals 2 years ago, and trying to keep his career going. We put him in the category of a Kyle Loesch, who has yet to sign. Veteran guys that you never know if there's going to be a spot open or not. Hot shot by Aaron Hill, and that'll be the second out. What about the defense for the Texas Rangers, partner?
Yeah, pretty good defensively. You got Prince Fielder over at first base, Siriaco, Profar, and Gallo from first to third. I figured I'd switch it up today. Luciano, DeShields, and Cordell from left to right, and Chirinos behind home plate. Hanging the signs for Guthrie, who first appeared in the big leagues with the Cleveland Indians back in 2004.
36 years of age, got nearly 10 years of major league service. It's been up and down a few more years than that, but he'd love to hook up with a major league team and remain and get to that 10-year mark. That always pays off well in retirement.
Yeah,
when you hit the decade in the big leagues. Chris Carter, the former Astro and now everyday first baseman for the Brewers. He's had a good spring. He's hit a couple of homers. Matter of fact, his first swing of the spring was an opposite field home run against the Giants. And he lifts this one high in the air. Fielder says he's got it loudly, and he makes the catch to end the inning. But a good start for the Brew Crew. Domingo Santana goes deep. 1-0 Milwaukee early. In the Cactus League, the Brewers and the Texas Rangers as we head to the top of the second inning. Good start for the Brew Crew today. 3 up, 3 down inning for Garza in the first, and then Domingo Santana with a leadoff home run for Milwaukee. Beautiful ballpark here. 51st and Indian School. Central Phoenix, Maryville Baseball Park, longtime home of the Brewers.
Yeah.
And this is one of the few facilities that the Brewers, they occupy by themselves. A lot of spring training facilities have shared facilities. As a matter of fact, the Rangers share with the Kansas City Royals, but the Brewers have this one all to themselves. As Garza gets ahead of Mitch Moreland.
Only ballpark left in city limits of Phoenix. Everybody else in the outskirts. Tempe, Surprise, Goodyear, Glendale, Scottsdale, Mesa.
It used to be the Brewers and the A's in Phoenix proper, but when the Cubs opened up their new facility, the Oakland A's went to the Cubs' old facility, Hohokam, over in Mesa. East Valley and West Valley. That's how you separate it. But it's so great. Isn't Arizona spring training great?
I never really attended Florida spring training. They say the trips can be a little bit long, 2.5 hours between cities, but right here when you're in the East Valley, you go over to Surprise in the West Valley, it's about an hour back and forth. Brewers are pretty much centrally located.
Yeah, easy trips, and great to be a fan if you come down here, and you can there's 15 teams here, and you can catch all of those teams just within a half-hour 45-minute drive. And still plenty of time to get down here. We got a lot of spring training baseball remaining still. Garza to Moreland, who emerged as their everyday first baseman last year. Fielder moving to the designated hitter role.
He actually went to Bannister, did Prince, and said he thinks that Moreland should be the first baseman. He moved to the DH.
At 120 games at first base last year, and Fielder as the DH primarily. He flourished in that role last season. Did not swing, able to check it. And Moreland draws the walk to start the inning against Garza.
Another breaking pitch for Garza, and he is mixing his pitches already in 2 starts in spring training, which gives you the sense that he's trying to get everything working for him right away. He wants to have good thoughts going into each and every start. Get that confidence back.
So here's Justin Ruggiano. And a big swing for Ruggiano. Trying to make a ball club. Free agent signee from by the Rangers. Ruggiano gets the start in left field today. He's bounced around a little bit in his career. Last year ended up with the Dodgers. That time with the Mariners and the Dodgers last year. We saw him in the Central Division of the National League a couple of seasons ago with the Cubs. Lead runner on against Garza. Ruggiano at the plate, and Garza misses inside.
They're trying to establish those corners, working the inside outside corners. When Garza's going well, he's got that fastball, mid-90s, 93 to 95, and he's able to place it very nicely on the outside corner to right-handers. Works away, comes inside once in a while, and always has that good slider to go with it.
Garza retiring the side in order in the first. A couple of ground outs. He'd love to get a ground ball here. Brewers have a bit of a shift on, expecting Ruggiano to pull the ball. And Garza misses with a fastball. I think you'll see a lot more shifting once we get into the regular season. It's tough to pull that off in Arizona unless you have an absolute book on a certain player. But really, when the scouting reports get in for the regular season, you'll certainly see more as Garza issues back-to-back walks. Not a good start to the second.
One thing I did notice with the Craig Counsell shifts, he's got his third baseman, Aaron Hill, swinging him around so the shortstop stays in his normal position. Some teams do that, some don't. I guess it makes a lot of sense when you're shifting and only put one of your infielders out of position.
Quick little visit at the mound. And trying to get Garza back on track here. Back-to-back walks to start the second. And here comes Joey Gallo. One of the great young players in the game, trying to push his way to the big leagues on an everyday basis. He's a third baseman by trade, however, and Rangers have one of the best third basemen still in Adrian Beltre.
Hey, he's a Hall of Famer. He's putting together Hall of Fame numbers as Beltre.
Gallo did surface in the big leagues last year, and boy, what a start he got off to when he arrived. He had 6 homers in 36 games in the major leagues last season, and has as much power as anyone in that Rangers lineup. Big swing, he fouls it away. He's a big guy, 6'5", 230.
Yeah, packs a punch, but strikes out an awful lot. 57 strikeouts in 108 at bats. That's a lot. Over half the time.
2 on, nobody out, and Garza misses down and in. Gallo is from Las Vegas, and he was amateur high school teammates with Chris Bryant of the Cubs. Matter of fact, their fathers, Chris Bryant's dad and Joey Gallo's dad, were the coaches on those traveling teams. And Gallo turns that one around. That is way gone. Joey Gallo unloads. And a 3-run home run, his first homer of the spring, gives the Rangers a 3-1 lead.
An absolute rocket on a 2-1 count. He was waiting, fastball, got it, and turned it around right down the middle. Look at that big swing. A little bit of an uppercut. So the home run with the 2 walks before him, coming around to score. So a 3 spot for Gallo. That's some kind of bat speed right there. Wow.
That's the kind of power that has the Rangers licking their chops about what he can do in the major leagues. Jurickson Profar sends one deep to left. That'll be run down by Liriano. That's the first out of the inning as Profar flies out.
Yeah, that's the thing about getting behind in the count. That's what plagued Garza last year. Getting behind in the count, not able to to locate that fastball in a spot where they're not going to get swings like that. Right down the middle. Not going to get you very far in this level.
So 1 away. Garza back in the windup, and he'll face the Rangers catcher Robinson Chirinos. Has emerged as the Texas starter. Been dealing with concussion problems the last couple of years. They do have some competition for the backup catching position. And a breaking ball misses from Garza. 2 balls and a strike. Garza went right through the first inning quickly, but started the second with back-to-back walks. And then Joey Gallo sends one on top of the berm in left field. There have been 2 monster home runs in this game already.
2-1 count here.
Chirinos lines one foul into the Texas bullpen. That'll leave it at 2-2. Rangers have high expectations once again this year. Well, they've really been able to turn that organization around. General Manager John Daniels done a great job there. Had back-to-back World Series appearances.
A big turnaround for this team last year. They picked up Cole Hamels and ended up winning the division.
Swing and a miss. Chirinos is down on strikes. Out number 2, and the first strikeout for Garza.
It's going to be a nice rotation for the Texas Rangers once they get back Yu Darvish in that rotation.
Yu Darvish, Cole Hamels, who threw a no-hitter last year, which was his last start as a Philly before he was traded to Texas. Chichi Gonzalez, Nick Martinez will be in their rotation. Garza facing Ryan Cordell with 2 away. Garza was a Ranger in 2013. Texas was in a pennant race that year. Garza traded from the Cubs to the Rangers that season. That was part of the deal that sent Mike Olt, who was a huge prospect in the Rangers system that year. Justin Grimm and Edwards. Was Carl Edwards in that deal as well. So you got to be careful with prospects. Mike Olt has never really surfaced as the player they thought he'd be. Inning is over, but a 3-run homer by Joey Gallo has the Rangers back on top. That is one powerful swing right there. Wow.
Refreshing and easy to drink hard soda, but not too hard. You've got stuff to do tomorrow. Henry's Hard Soda. Live hard. Ish.
On game days, I'm the voice of Wisconsin's favorite team. But on any other day, you might hear me talk about another great team, Badger Mutual Insurance. With over 125 years of strength, experience, and strong local roots, you'll get the best personal service and peace of mind. Have your home and auto coverage with Badger like I do, and you'll save 10%. For all your insurance needs, ask your independent agent about Badger Mutual Insurance or visit badgermutual.com.
What's he doing? He's moving to Metro PCS because he only pays $30 period.
Wow, that's a good move.
Mm-hmm. He also gets unlimited data talk and text on T-Mobile's blazing fast nationwide 4G LTE network.
Whoa. Make your move to Metro PCS for $30 period. Plus now, for a limited time, get 2 free 4G LTE smartphones. Only at Metro PCS.
But I can't dance. You can still move.
This is Henry's Hard Ginger Ale. It's a refreshing and easy to drink adult beverage. Perfect for when you're ready to go buck mild. Henry's Hard Soda. Live hard. Ish.
Well, bottom second here at Maryvale. The Brewers trail the Rangers 3-1, and the Brewers have added even more season seed holder appreciation days this season on 25 select games. Brewers season seed holders will get 25% off concessions and merchandise, plus early access to Miller Park to watch Brewers batting practice. For details, go to brewers.com/SSH.
I'm a fan of that. I love watching batting practice.
Yeah.
It's my favorite thing to do every day.
It's like the alarm clock, right? You get to the ballpark, you go down, you lean up against the cage, watch batting practice, and you get ready for the day.
Andy Wilkins leads off for the Brewers.
As opposed to today, there was no BP on the field.
And we're both just walking around.
Kind of looking around and looking at each
aimlessly.
other like, what's going on here? What do we do? Lost. So we had to eat.
Then we have to actually talk to each other.
Yeah.
Now, did the Brewers just not take BP on the main field? Did they go up on the back fields? Or I know you were out here early scouting out the situation.
Well, I was here early actually today, and they were actually on the back fields. They were doing some drills that they needed more fields than just the two.
And more privacy?
Yep.
There's a punch out. Guthrie with a breaking ball gets Wilkins looking. Second strikeout for Jeremy Guthrie. Gave up a home run to Santana to start the day.
It looked like a little change up that a little bit of a tail that caught the inside corner, started off the plate and caught the edge.
I always figure when the Brewers are doing something on the backfields that they don't really want guys like me around.
Working on the hidden ball trick or something.
I mean, you're different. You're one of them. You're a former player, so you kind of have the access. Kind of go where you want.
I don't know about that. There's secrets in this game.
Rock he just mills around wherever he wants to go. People yelling out, Gorman, hey Gorman.
I haven't had any of that this year yet. It's coming. That usually happens after the game and I'm waiting for the elevator to get out for the
right.
post-game show.
Reimer Liriano back in the lineup today.
There are worse things to be called.
Oh, well, sure.
I consider that a compliment.
Absolutely. Say hello to Gorman Thomas. Big spike. Oh, look out. Yikes. And across the letters. How close was it?
Yeah, just trying to keep him off the outside corner. It's a way to do it.
An eye-opener, as they say.
Yep, straighten him up. Now you know he's going to go away. Up and in, down and away. Let's see.
And he was ready for it. Drive right center field. Liriano. Oh, what a catch. Oh, man, what a play.
Cordell out there in right field. He used every bit of that outfield. Up against the wall, hauls it in. Well, that's a good piece of hitting by Liriano. Tried to go away, left it up, and he drilled it into the gap, but robbed of extra bases.
Covering a lot of ground. Cordell caught it, slammed into the wall. Man, that was something.
Yeah, he covered a lot of ground very quickly.
Jeremy Guthrie just tipped his cap to Cordell. Says thank you very much.
Guthrie throughout his career has always given up a lot of home runs. He's a control pitcher, and when he leaves pitches out over the plate, hanging breaking pitches like the one he threw to Santana, he'll give up some homers.
Guthrie facing Colin Walsh and gets by fielder. And Walsh is thinking about two. He's on his way. The throw is late. Good hustle by Colin Walsh. And the Brewers sneak a base runner out of that.
Right through the 5-hole. Prince just couldn't get the glove down. One of the reasons why he's the DH these days.
And a little chuckle.
I doubt he'd be chuckling in the regular season. Glove comes up, ball stays down and into right field. And good hustle by Walsh to get into second base.
So a man in scoring position for the Brewers. And here's Martin Maldonado now, the Brewers backup catcher, catching back-to-back games. Trying to get Lucroy back in the mix as well. Lucroy has caught. He'll continue to come along slowly. He doesn't need a whole lot of work. So it's about 2-1 now for Maldonado to Lucroy as far as games caught.
Yeah,
Lucroy was in there as the DH yesterday.
Well, Lucroy's scheduled to catch tomorrow, so we'll see him on TV tomorrow. Another one of those, secret access that I get.
Oh,
Tomorrow's lineup.
You already have tomorrow's lineup.
No, I just know that Luke's catching.
Oh, I see. Who's playing first base?
I don't know.
My sources tell me Chris Carter. Maldonado takes a ball low.
Actually, if you ever make your way into the Brewers clubhouse here.
Well, that's...
they have today's lineup and tomorrow's lineup posted.
Okay. It's kind of a sanctuary for players. I try not to impose.
It's in the hallway.
Yeah. Especially the hallway.
No excuses.
It's a hallway sanctuary.
It's right by the trainer's room, so you wouldn't want to avoid that spot.
I know it's right by the chocolate chip cookies. Which is probably why you ended up there.
No. See, now you take it into the gutter, don't you? Just giving you some tips. You're wondering what the lineup's going to be looking like tomorrow?
You know what? The Republican debate was very civil last night. I figured we should be the same today. You're right. Thank you.
Okay. Right. Just sharing information.
2-2 on Maldonado. Count goes full. Brewers trying to steal something in this inning after the error by Fielder. I didn't get a chance to see Prince Fielder today. Didn't get a chance to talk to him. It's so interesting in spring training. The visiting team, because the proximity here in Arizona, they take batting practice in their own ballpark. That's a called strike 3. Maldonado is rung up. And the inning is over. Well, it was a fantastic catch. Ryan Cordell leaving his imprint on this game early. Hey, a reminder that Sunday NASCAR Sprint Cup Racing is right here in Phoenix. Kevin Harvick looks to defend his title from last year. And it all starts tomorrow, 2 Central on Fox, streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Saturday and Sunday, NASCAR here in Phoenix over the weekend. The city is swollen right now. Ryan Cordell popping into the dugout to some high fives after his terrific catch, robbing Liriano of extra bases. Guthrie with 3 strikeouts now for the Rangers. We head to the 3rd. And back to the top of the order for Garza. Delano to Shields will lead off this inning. Shows bunt and takes a strike. Had a great time at our sponsor function last night. Great party over at the Biltmore Resort, the Arizona Biltmore, one of the legendary hotels in the country. As the Shields flies to left, nice running catch. Broxton, he can go get him out there.
Yeah, I like him. The Brewers like him too defensively. He's just going to have to learn how to hit at this level. But boy, he can fly. Takes a good route to the baseball. Good throwing arm. There's only 9 players up for the starting job in center field for the Brewers.
Feels like that's starting to whittle down a little bit.
Right.
Broxton and Kirk Neuenhuis are probably the leaders in the clubhouse right now for that position. They're playing the most. Neuenhuis started in center field yesterday as Garza hits for a strike on Siriaco. But Broxton, he's one of those guys, you know, the defensive specialist that he is. I tell you, every time he runs after a ball like that, just flashes of Devon White come to mind.
Long legs, long strides, able to make up a lot of ground in a very short period of time. It doesn't even look like he's running hard. It just has those, just glides through the baseball. See how long those legs are.
A skateboarder turned baseball player. And not just a recreational skateboarder either. He was an elite skateboarder as a team. 2 outs for Garza. 2 up and 2 down. Can you think of any other transitions between skateboard and baseball, Rock? I don't know anybody who's made that conversion.
I used to skateboard as a kid.
Oh, really? They had skateboards back then.
The old metal wheels. They didn't go very fast.
I thought you were more in the roller skate era.
No. With the key.
Yeah. Here's Fielder now. Big Prince. Tell you, his years in Milwaukee, and you think about the larger than life characters of Prince Fielder and CC Sabathia, that 2008 season. And how about the 1-2 punch of Prince Fielder and Ryan Braun?
No kidding.
Boy, that was a golden era in Brewers baseball.
3 and 4 in the lineup. Amazing. Prince played a pretty good first base back in those days.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't a Gold Glover, but he made the plays. And that's exactly what the Brewers are hoping for out of Chris Carter. I don't expect him to be a Gold Glover. Just, make the plays that he's supposed to make. And that's what Prince was able to do for the most part.
I've asked Prince over the years what he felt like his best year was. And remember, one year he had 50 home runs. He led the National League in homers in 07 when he hit 50 as Prince draws a walk. But he always says his best year at the plate was the 2009 season individually. His best year was 2011, he always says, because that was the year the Brewers won the division title. But that 2009 year he had, when he had 46 homers and he led baseball in RBIs that year. He drove in 141 runs after a 46 homer season, and he played in all 162 games that year.
Yeah, Prince didn't even like to miss innings.
A shot back up the middle, Mitch Moreland. So with 2 outs, a walk and a single, and the Rangers with runners on, and there are a lot of early count swings by the Rangers.
Well, it's a very aggressive hitting lineup. I mean, you got guys in there that can hit the ball out of the ballpark, and their take is, if Garza makes a mistake early, I'm not going to take it. I'm going to be swinging away.
Skipper Jeff Bannister talking with Doug Brocail, his new pitching coach. Mike Maddox no longer the pitching coach with the Rangers. He is with the Washington Nationals. Former Brewer pitching coach. Justin Ruggiano with 2 on. First pitch swinging, and VR will gobble it up, and that'll retire the side. So Garza is through 3. Be interesting to see if they'll try to give him a 4th inning. If not, we'll try to get a headset on him and have a chat.
Brewers. Bottom of the third here at Maryvale Baseball Park, and get on board for the Brewers 2016 season with a Brewers Fan Choice 10-pack. New this season, you can choose your games in advance or pick your games as you go. Plus, you'll still get opening day as your free 11th game. For details, go to brewers.com/10packs.
Texas has a new pitcher on the mound. Jeremy Guthrie goes 2 innings with 1 run, had 3 punch-outs, and he'll give way to Tony Barnett.
You see his numbers, career down in the minor leagues, 97 games, a .436 earned run average, and hasn't pitched in 2009. He's had some injury problems. Or actually has been in Japan, I should say. So, yeah, Barnett with the Yakult Swallows of the Japanese League. Tony Barnett.
Arizona State University product. Barnett will face Keon Broxton to start it. The Brewers' 9th place hitter today. A lot of eyes on Keon Broxton. That center field job is up for grabs. Very competitive for the Brewers this season. Broxton coming to the Brewers from the Pirates. Part of that Jason Rogers deal. You can see the Japanese influence with Barnett, the little hesitation at the top.
He bounced on that back leg, very common amongst the Japanese pitchers.
His former college coach, Pat Murphy, looking on, former head coach at Arizona State.
I get that. I understand why, it's so common. The one thing you want to do as a pitcher, you want to make sure you're on balance before you start the home plate. You get that delivery, you're out of the stretch, you balance on that back leg, and then you fire to home plate. They just exaggerate it over there in the Pacific Rim.
Well, 6 years in Japan. He was with the Diamondbacks in AAA, got a great offer to go to Japan beginning the 2010 season, and was a starter that year, but he made his mark as a reliever, and he ended up as the closer last year in Yakult. As Broxton dribbles one through, a base hit, and Broxton thinking about 2. He's on his way. The throw comes in late. Wow, Keon Broxton picking him up and putting him down. How about a double to almost straightaway center field?
Yeah, put your head down and you assume nothing with some of these young players in camp from Milwaukee. I mean, these guys are trying to impress. We talked about how fast Broxton is with those long strides, and this is a single in anybody's book. He realizes that we're taking a little bit easy out there, and he turns on the afterburners with a good slide, able to get into second base.
Well, that was impressive. The gear that he punched it into. Man, he is fun to watch.
Yeah, DeShields took his time to get to the baseball. Broxton realized it.
So that sets up Domingo Santana, the Brewers leadoff hitter, who's up there as a run producer.
I just love the aggressiveness of these young Brewers that are trying to make their mark this spring. They are playing with a lot of gusto.
Well, Santana is a guy who strikes out a lot, but he does walk a lot as well. He has a good on-base percentage through the minor league system of the Astros. And the Brewers are hoping that that is the case, and as his plate discipline grows with every at-bat in the big leagues, that he can be one of those rare power-speed combos at the top of the batting order. For so many years, the Brewers had that in Ricky Weeks. Look out. Oh, man. Santana is hit by the pitch, but timeout was called by the catcher. And Barnett let the pitch go, and it hit Santana right in the ribs.
Yeah, huh? He kind of gives up on it and not able to get out of the way. He thought time was called, which it was, but Barnett let it go anyway.
The home plate umpire, Adam Hamari, he did a nice job there because he immediately diffused that situation if you're thinking it was a late timeout, ask. He pointed at the catcher. That was your that was your guy who called timeout, not the batter. First time up, Santana.
On a 2-strike curveball. Watch it fly. Man, no cheapie out there in the center field.
He has extraordinary power to center field and to right field. Pole-to-pole power, they call it. 2 balls, 1 strike. The speedy Broxton at second. Santana fouls it away.
Remember his first home run in Washington? A line drive that got maybe, what, 30 feet off the ground and didn't hook an inch.
I mean, as I remember it, the third baseman actually leaped for it. Do you remember it that way?
Yeah, he got incredible power.
And that's how hard he hit that ball.
Right. Just kept rising as it got out of there.
Unfortunately, all of our games are on television now, so you can't tell those colorful stories like you used to write about back.
You just go back and look.
Up the middle, that is through, a base hit. Broxton around third, he'll score easily, and Domingo Santana, an RBI single, makes it 3-2 Texas. Santana's driven in both runs.
How about that leadoff spot? Domingo Santana, both of his hits are coming on a 2-strike pitch, and both hits in the center field, a home run and now a single. So both of the Brewers' runs driven in by Santana. Look like his slider didn't do much. Right back through the middle.
(3-2) Texas. Brewers with back-to-back hits to start the inning against Tony Barnett. And here is Jonathan Villar, switch hitting shortstop. Barnett trying to make the transition back to Major League Baseball. Starts an out there. They won't be able to turn 2. Slowly hit ball from Villar, and he runs well. And so he gets the lead out at second base. First out of the inning. Villar reaches on a fielder's choice. Talk to a lot of guys who make the transition from Japan to the major leagues, and the pitchers especially. They'll tell you the baseball is a little bit different, and which I never knew. Just it's a little bigger, and the laces are a little different.
So it takes a while to adjust.
If only we had a pitcher we could talk to about that. As a matter of fact, we do. Matt Garza with a headset on down in the Brewers dugout. Matt, can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I can hear you guys loud and clear.
Thanks for coming on, bud.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
So we'll ask you about your outing, but I want to know about this baseball situation. Have you heard that about the baseballs in Japan versus Major League Baseball? Is that true?
I've heard of it. I know the transition to like workouts and 7-week games for starters, 7-day-week games for starters, but you know, talking to the guys that played and come over, they said it's just a different culture shock mainly, and you know, you go over there to try to get back here.
How tuned in are you with the baseball itself? I saw you one time today. You flipped the baseball back, but when you do that, is it the laces? Is it just the way it feels, or is it just a bad luck baseball sometimes?
Well, no. You know, when the guys hit missiles at your defense and kind of dents the ball a little, so.
It makes sense why you'd want to do one then.
You don't want to throw an oval up there.
Yeah, Matty, disappointing season for you last year. You have said as much. What kind of an off season was it for you? What were some of the things that you were thinking about and working on?
You know, we had to strip it down bare. You know, like an old house that you're trying to refurbish. Had to gut it and go back to just trying to get my body right, the best way I can be a baseball player. You know.
It seems as though you're mixing your pitches even early in spring training, a lot earlier than you perhaps did last year. Is that something that you're making a conscious effort to do? Last year it seemed like first few starts was fastballs. It looks like you're mixing it up a little bit more early in spring training.
You know, I have to do it just for the fact that you know, like I said, I'm retraining my body. It's a different feeling when every pitch doesn't hurt anymore. You know, it wasn't comfortable at all last year. Just legged it out, and you know, I'm not one to turn down the ball, and I just just get through it. And this year, it's, I'm rebuilding from the inside out, and it's a progress, but I like the direction I'm headed in.
It was interesting reading about, and of course we didn't know what was going on. Your wife was pregnant. You were expecting that whole scenario, and a difficult time at that as well. And then the way the season ended, I mean, and you talked about your workout program, like you've changed how you do it. As Aaron Hill dumps one into left field.
It's not. Oh, good beat.
So Hill will reach. But Matt, so you're getting to the age now where you've completely overhauled how you do things, how you think about your season last year, especially the last month of the season. But where are we now with the new Matt Garza 2.0?
I don't think it's 2.0. I think it's just reverting back to what I was. It's I'm not big and bulky anymore, and I believe in lengthening my body and strengthening it through flexibility. And I still lift weights. I still do the normal baseball lifts, but it's just I had to add more on. It's the game's getting younger, so you got to keep your body in that that try to keep up with them.
Now, with such a young ball club, Matt, you veterans, you and Brawny, Lucroy, do you feel extra pressure to lead by example? And how'd you categorize, the way spring training is going so far for the team?
I think it's going great. We got a lot of energy. We have a lot of guys who have a lot to prove. That's what's the good thing about having a young team. They provide that energy for us. It's every morning's exciting. We have whatever we have scripted. There's always some fun included. But it's always work getting done. And I like where we're at. As a club, as a whole organization, the rebuild is going, in my eyes, quicker than I've seen. So it's I think we're going to surprise some people, and it's going to be fun. How would you categorize Derek Johnson as a pitching coach in a few short sentences? I mean, how does he approach being a pitching coach? What's funny is you asked me that, and one of my good friends, David Price, texted me and asked me about him. And the way I described him was he's an outside the box thinker. It's refreshing. It's not the normal this and that. It's let's look at it this way, and it's refreshing to see that. Refreshing to bring a new outlook into something that's been common in baseball. Just mechanics this, mechanics that, and we talk a lot more about mentality and approach, and I think that's a good thing, is because we guys who get here know how to get here. It's just kind of sticking here and being successful here is a key point.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. I mean, you talk about thinking out of the box, and you give us maybe an example of how Derek would be thinking out of the box in your case, for instance.
Trying to quiet my mentality down, trying to slow it down. I'm a high-strung guy with a lot of energy, and we're just trying to quiet it down and control it. Get it, like I said, get it back to a mentality I've had in the past. And like I said, it's a progress, and I like the direction I'm going in.
Visiting with Matt Garza, who pitched today 3 innings, and Matt's working his way up to regular season readiness as the Brewers have 2 on with 1 away.
Come on, CC.
Big Chris Carter. CC, we're calling him. Big wave and a miss, and down he goes. As you look at some of this offense, my last question for you, Matt, here, but from the pitching side, you obviously are tuned in with how many runs the Brewers are going to score, and got guys like Braun and Lucroy, but Carter's going to be an interesting guy this year for the Brewers, I think, at Miller Park.
Yeah, that's a good. He's a guy with a lot of potential. You just see it on him. Pitching against him when he was a rookie, you saw it in him there. He was an exciting guy because everything he does looks like there's no effort, and the ball travels a long, long, long way.
Inspiring you when you get to the plate this year, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. I've been working hard there with Jason Lane too, so I'm trying to improve my overall game, and I want to get back to being a baseball player, not just a pitcher.
I love it. Wilkins with a base hit, is going to bring in a run to tie the game. So Andy Wilkins keeps it going. This guy's been a story here this spring, and he drives in a run to square it at 3. And
He's, you know, like I said, opportunity drives competition. This guy Wilkins he's putting up a fight. He wants to, you know, he wants to show he belongs, and he's done a good job with his at bats and taking advantage of the opportunities he's having right now.
Feels like such a theme this spring, Matt. We appreciate the time today. We know you have a very busy schedule. You starting pitchers wall to wall, 24 hours, and we thank you for your time. Big things from you this year. The Brewers are counting on you, and it's always great to visit with you for a little bit and hear your thoughts about the way things are going.
Thank you guys. Thanks for having me. And it was a blast. Enjoyed the game.
All right, Matt Garza. And this is going to be a key year for him. I love everything he's saying.
Right,
I mean,
right,
you know, this is a guy that wants to win. He wants to compete. He wants to be great. There's no denying that. And he's not afraid to say it. He's always good for a quote. And he's an entertaining guy to be around.
And you know, every time you hear somebody talk about Derek Johnson, they always have a specific thing that they want to talk about. And this thinking out of the box, I think, is something that we should pursue and talk about with each and every pitcher. And for Matt Garza, it's not just all about mechanics. It's about, you know, it's not always trying to get yourself geared up to pitch. Sometimes with guys like Garza, you got to gear them down a little bit, calm them down, relax a little bit, slow things down for you. Very interesting philosophy for Derek Johnson.
I don't think he's going to be giving up his Popeye's chicken before he starts, though. That's kind of his thing. 2 outs, 3-3 game, and Liriano breaks his bat. And a fly ball to center will be run down to end the inning. But that was a good inning for the Brew Crew. They get a couple of runs. We hear from Matt Garza, and we're all tied. We head to the 4th. The Rangers are coming up. Matt Garza's work is done today for 3 innings. Arizona and Cactus League Baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin. As we head to the 4th inning, our Cousins game summary, all tied at 3. Santana with a leadoff home run for the Brewers, and then he drove in another run in the 3rd inning. RBIs from Santana and Andy Wilkins, who just had an RBI single to tie the game. All 3 of those runs for the Rangers. Joey Gallo, 3-run homer. There's a cute kid having some fun out on the berm, little picnic at the ballpark. Eating grass, rolling down the hill. What more could you ask for?
Yep. Good nap when he gets home.
Will Smith is on to pitch for the Brewers. Joey Gallo leads off.
3rd appearance for Will after a pretty good season a year ago. 7-2 out of the bullpen. And a 270 earned run average in 76 appearances. And Will Smith is, in his 2 years out of the bullpen with the Brewers, 2014, 78 appearances. Last year, 76. Actually led the league in appearances in 2014.
Now, he has been a workhorse for the Brewers, and this year he and Jeremy Jeffress are going to share the closing duties. Going to have a lot to do with matchups in the first few weeks or month, I would imagine, and then if they're both having success, they're going to remain in that role. And of course, if one emerges, then that'll be who the closer is. So unlike years past, the Brewers don't have that set closer.
And not often does it really work out all that well when you have that closer by committee, but somebody always seems to emerge as the guy.
Well, Smith has one career save. That was 2 years ago. He didn't have a save last year. Gallo with the shift on. That's the shortstop VR on that side of the infield. And Joey Gallo is retired. Well, that's a pretty good start for Matt Garza, I'd say. I mean, again, you're early in the spring. Starting pitchers are trying to not only build up their arm strength, but also make sure they're throwing certain pitches in certain counts and trying to get all of your pitches in. He gave up a long home run to Joey Gallo, but Garza had good life on his fastball, and as he said, he's pitching pain-free this year.
He's learning how to pitch all over again, different aspects of his thought process and getting things in order. 3 walks, 2 of them scored on that big home run.
Right now it looks like Garza is going to slot in number 3 in the rotation. The Craig Council has not announced the rotation yet, but as he's got it in spring training, it's Peralta, Jimmy Nelson, and then Matt Garza. And then you got Taylor Youngman and Chase Anderson round out the starting 5. And I would imagine those 5 are going to start the season either in that order or in some order close to that. That doesn't mean the Brewers are dead set on those starting 5, but it's always typically going to take 6 or 7, sometimes 8 pitchers to get through a season. And we'll just see who emerges. A called strike 3. Smith burns off the edge.
Yeah, can't walk it across better than that, right on the outside corner. Look, it hits the glove. Martin Maldonado doesn't even have to move it. Strike 3. Good pitch.
Love that reaction by Smith. Say, ooh, I might have got a break there. I'll take that in the regular season.
Either that or, ooh, that was a nice pitch. Nothing wrong with surprising even yourself early in spring with control like that, right?
Lobs a curveball in there to Robinson Chirinos.
Sometimes guys impress themselves.
Sure.
I'm sure you do it every day.
Well, you know, I've just impressed myself right now. All tied at 3 with 2 away. Smith missing inside. Will begin his 3rd year with the Brewers this season. He was traded from the Royals to the Brewers. So all of his old buddies that he came up through the Royals minor league system with, they are World Series champions now. Smith came to the Brewers in the Nori Aoki deal prior to the 14 season. And he's happy for him. Yeah. And he's happy that he got a chance with Milwaukee, because the Royals, they weren't sure with him. They were bouncing him back and forth between the starting rotation and the bullpen. He really didn't have a spot. And once he got to Milwaukee, he seized the opportunity. And now he has emerged as a closer. There's a swing and a miss. He gets Chirinos. Nice block from Maldonado. And back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning for Will Smith. Good start for him. 1-2-3 inning. 3-3 game here at Maryvale. The Brewers are coming to bat. Making some great memories there. Fathers and sons at the old ballpark. Spring training baseball today. We're all tied at 3, heading to the bottom of the 4th inning. And the Texas Rangers have a new pitcher on the mound. Jimmy Reyes will take the ball. Our Menards scoreboard 3-3. Reminder to save big money on all your home improvement needs. And there are the numbers for Jimmy Reyes, who spent last season in AAA Round Rock in the Rangers system.
Yep, 41 appearances, 5 of them stars. Excellent numbers at 231 earned run average. And not a strikeout guy. Number 7 round draft choice for the Rangers back in 2010.
Now 27 years of age, been an organizational guy for Texas and been with them from the beginning, but has left arm will travel, and always a chance to make the club as a left-hander as long as you can throw strikes. And he deals a strike to start the count on Colin Walsh, switch hitting Brewer second baseman.
He doesn't throw very hard. Maybe tops out at about 91. Not afraid to come inside on right-handers. Slider change up to go with it. Works quickly.
Walsh with a couple of hits this spring. Came up in the Cardinals system, and then last 2 years he's been in the Oakland system. Walsh draws the walk. This guy's got great numbers throughout his minor league career with on-base percentage. He takes a lot of walks. That'll bring up Maldonado.
Yeah, some of these guys getting a good amount of playing time with Scooter Gennett. Still nursing that sore shoulder. MRI on Gennett's right throwing shoulder were negative, so expect him back in the lineup at some point. Nothing serious right now. But with Gennett on the sidelines, guys like Walsh are getting some playing time.
Now we saw Yadiel Rivera play second yesterday. Scooter Gennett out with the shoulder injury, just starting to get back into the baseball activities, taking batting practice and ground balls again. Brett Phillips, Maverick Phillips, the young prospect, center field prospect, he is going to be borderline whether he comes back and whether we see him this year at all. Maldonado on the ground, got a chance to turn it here. Texas goes 6-4-3 and a double play. Profar to Siriaco to Fielder. And 2 outs with 1 swing of Maldonado's bat.
Yeah, tried to pull that changeup that was going away from him, and an easy double play for Texas.
If you're wondering about Ryan Braun, he is healthy. He's participating in all of the pregame activities, batting practice, outfield drills, all of that. Just not quite ready to play in a game just yet after back surgery this offseason. But he is quick to say there are no alarms whatsoever. He feels great. He just doesn't feel like he needs many at-bats to get ready for the season. So we probably won't see him until next week.
He told me about 20 to 25 at-bats gets him ready. That means 3rd week in March here. He'll probably get into some games. Ryan Braun will be back to left field this year.
Opening up the door for Santana to go to right field, which leaves room in center field for guys like Keon Broxton. Broxton had a hustle double his first time up and then scored a run on a single by Santana. Got him. A punch out. Jimmy Reyes. Opening walk, but a double play and a strikeout. And a quick inning for Reyes and the Rangers. 4 in the books in Maryville.
Today,
Back at Maryville, all tied at 3 as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Great to have you with us. Spring training baseball. Boy, the field looks beautiful, doesn't it? And a special guest here in the booth, visiting with Brewers owner Mark Atanasio. Welcome in your spring training yellow, man. You're looking great.
They actually, the clubhouse guys wear these, so they gave me one, and I asked if I had to, work to get one, and I said, as long as we kept signing the checks, they weren't going to put me to work.
You didn't have to tape any ankles today, did you?
No.
That's good. I tell you,
there
Mark,
were a bunch of guys in that training room.
This is, I mean, spring training, maybe more than any other sport, the exhibition schedule, it's so much fun. Players, owners, staff, fans alike. This is really a treat to be here again.
It's the best time of year, right?
Yeah.
And some people call it a spring training high, or they use other terms, other pharmaceutical terms, because it's impossible not to feel good and get to some warm weather and just get back to baseball.
Yeah, the energy of this group here, these Brewers, have got to make you feel good as well. I mean, they're enough to get you feeling like things are going in the right direction, right?
Well, you saw when Keon Buxton took, still learning the names, but took second base on a single and scores. Guys are playing hard. They're playing with energy. The mood in the clubhouse is just terrific. Really awesome.
Cordell grounds to short. VR, nice play for out number 1. We talked about that. We just had Matt Garza on a moment ago, and that is the constant theme from veteran players. It's not just that, they're being asked, and I think they're stepping up to those duties as mentor and teaching the game. But I think to a man, guys like Garza, Braun, Luke Croy, they're talking about these young players are asking a lot of questions. So they're energized. The veteran players are energized, but what these young guys are bringing to the table every day. And obviously there's a lot of competition, which is going to bring a little extra step as well.
It's interesting. As you know, I work on Wall Street, and I was always the youngest guy in the meeting. And I remember very clearly to this day when I was sitting around a room and I looked around, I thought, gee, this is weird. I'm the oldest guy sitting here. It sort of happens all of a sudden. And I think that, maybe happened this year with the way we've transitioned in the team. All of a sudden, Ryan and Luke and Matt, and they're like the deans, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, everybody's coming to them, right? These young guys are just soaking up. Aaron Hill, obviously, though, he's had that role before. And I think it's... they're really energized. Even, our veterans are energized by that.
Yeah, Mark, this whole transition is something new to you. You bought the club and you started adding pieces to get to the postseason. How difficult of a decision was it for you, about midseason last year, to start trading away players for prospects?
Well, Rock, we actually, the mindset when we made the change to bring Craig in is that we actually knew at that point what direction we were going, because you would have made that change if you thought you were going to still play things out. And we had really played out that poker hand, so to speak. Mix and matching a lot of terms here. But we had played out that group of players and pretty much 10 years of just building, and winning. And when you start 4-17, that's the signal. If you can't read that, by the way, it wasn't very too hard to read that signal.
Yeah.
So once you're going to shift, you really need to shift in a determined way. You can't, it just slows things down. So once we went with Craig, and the reason we went with Craig when we did is we wanted to start, we knew we were going to get going with some younger guys, and we wanted him to be in the process so that this year he's already, he started running at full speed this year. And I talked to him about it because he was a little hesitant for a number of reasons. Chief of which, frankly, nobody wants to take somebody else's job. Everybody liked Ron Yankee. And Craig didn't want to be seen as, lobbying for his job or anything like that. But it's a huge advantage for us that, Craig is no longer a rookie manager.
Right. How is it? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's all.
How is the dynamic with Craig Counsell, David Stearns developed in your mind? Things going well with that, I assume.
One of the goals for the offseason was to have those two guys bond, but you can't take two, humans and put them together and say, guys, bond. But, I think the fact that Craig had been in the front office for a few seasons helped because he understood the nature of the difficult decisions that have to be made, and that some of those decisions, would make his job harder. right? So having 9 guys try out for center field, that it's actually interesting for all of us as fans to see all these guys, but it'd be a lot easier for Craig for us to just go get an everyday center fielder and put him out there, right? And so, but he had studied this from a front office perspective. He'd studied teams that had rebuilt, and so he knew from an intellectual standpoint what we need to do. Now, by the way, he's really on top of this. He and I have talked a few times, this spring. He's very excited about what we're doing. When we get into the season, and there's going to be some growing pains. He'll have to wear it a little bit, but I think he's ready for it.
Looking at Chris Capuano and the new battery of Capuano and Rene Garcia. Glad Garcia's okay there. As an old Brewer returns.
Yeah, Cappy. I didn't notice him with the beard.
I didn't either. I walked right by him in the clubhouse. Had no idea. I turned around. Who's that guy? Capuano.
I talked to the players the first day, and I'm looking at this guy with lock that says Capuano. Well, who's that? That's Chris.
Former 18-game winner for the Milwaukee Brewers, and always has that great changeup. He's ahead 0-2 on Siriaco. We're visiting with Mark Atanasio, Brewers owner, and it's a big weekend for the Brewers. Had a big sponsor party yesterday. It's a great time. What a fantastic facility, the Biltmore, and I know the sponsors enjoyed their time. You put on a good party, Mark. You probably writing a sizable check for that, but that was a lot of fun. Thanks for letting us tag along.
Sizable
good,
check. Yeah. No skipping on the food.
Siriaco with a base hit in the left center, and all the way to third base goes to Shields. The Rangers have him at the corners. But the sponsor event, I sense a lot of enthusiasm with some of the key people as well with the Brewers, and they're not just fans, but they're sponsors, and they're a big part of what you're trying to accomplish here in Milwaukee. It was great to see all those folks last night.
Yeah, I think Rick Sussinger and his team on the business side did a really good job of telegraphing this back to when we started doing the changes. In the summer, the personnel changes, they reached out to a number of our sponsors really on a real-time basis and said, look, this is what they're doing, and brought them along with us, so they felt like they were part of the process and not, because we really regard the reason we put on an event like last night, their support and their support and our season ticket holders and fan support help us do what we do every day. And then they stuck with us. A number of sponsors extended their contracts this offseason. Yeah. And I think they believe in what we're doing, and everybody's excited about it.
Looks like the biggest crowd that you've had at one of those sponsored parties. That was a huge turnout last night.
I think that may have been a record turnout in terms of sponsors.
Fielder pops this one a mile high. Right on the logo.
It's a record pop-up.
Yeah. By the way, before he gets too far away here, what comes to mind when you see a Prince Fielder?
It's you talk about how great it is to be at spring training. I look down at first base, and it's so familiar to see Prince down there. I had to stop myself. He's playing for the other team now, right? There he is in a blue uniform and at Maryvale. But we from time to time, either during the season or occasionally at some player functions, that we'll bump into some of the old guys, and we've had a great relationship with Prince, which has extended past his going to Detroit now and now Texas.
The door is open that one day he could return, maybe.
Listen, Lyle Overbay returned, right?
Sure.
Another first baseman return.
Chris Capuano's back.
Cappy's back. And, sure, of course.
Yeah. Visiting with Mark Atanasio.
I'd like to get Prince back before he's 38 if we get him back.
Well,
that's when we got Lyle, was when he was 38.
But, Mitch Moreland at the plate for Texas. Capuano has 2 outs here in a 3-3 game, trying to keep it that way. And Moreland on the ground. Carter's got it, and he'll take it to the bag. You want to stay another half inning? We'd love to keep firing these hard-hitting questions at you, Mark.
Always tough questions at spring training.
Tied at 3. Brewers are coming up. We'll visit more with Mark Atanasio after this. Tied at 3, bottom of the 5th inning from Maryville Baseball Park, spring training home of the Brewers. It is a gorgeous day here, even a little cloud cover to make it just perfect. Nick Tepesch is the new pitcher for the Texas Rangers, coming back from an elbow injury. Didn't pitch at all last year and was supposed to start today, but he fits in 4th. Jeremy Guthrie started today, went 2 innings, and so Tepesch will face the Brewers' top of the lineup. Domingo Santana, Jonathan Villar, and Aaron Hill, likely last at-bats for those 3. Santana went deep his first at-bat and has driven in 2 runs today. Visiting with Mark Atanasio, Brewers owner. He is with us this weekend, and we were talking a little bit during the break about how to approach this season from a fan perspective, and how you're approaching this season from an owner's perspective. But what are some of the things that you're telling your staff and even your family members? I know these discussions come up all the time in your household.
Well, you know, they come up, and you know I'm thinking about it. Debbie mentioned last night. Domingo was really doing well today. Huh?
He likes that leadoff spot, Mark.
Keep him there. That'll be a double for Santana. No, I know where you're going with this.
One of our
so
close friends.
Context. You have a son who is planning a wedding.
And by the way, next weekend.
And so now finish the story. You guys are so focused on other things.
So I'm at a board meeting with a very close friend who will be at the wedding. And by the way, the family's also an investor in the team here. And my friend said to me, so she said, you must be getting excited. And everybody in the extended Atanasio family other than me, that would have meant about the wedding. And I said, well, you know, I am excited even though it's a rebuilding year. She looked at me like what? Thinking Dan's rebuilding? It's really, I think the team's going to be exciting this year. Allison's like, team?
Talking about the wedding.
Yeah, right.
That's good.
So I knew there was no, she said, I can't wait to tell Debbie this one.
Yeah, but the beauty of the story is Villar drops a bunt down. That's caught by Tepesch. That's a heck of a play. Pitcher coming off the mound. Otherwise, that's probably going to be a hit for Villar, but it stayed in the air long enough, and the first out. But, you know, Dan's in there just as, he's in with the team just as much as you are,
Dan
and he's the
Mike
one getting married.
Listen, I don't want to get Dan in trouble here with Elizabeth, his fiance.
Too late for that.
But if you were to count my emails and texts, I have more emails and texts from him about the team the last month than I do about the wedding.
Your secret's safe with us. It's not like we're on television.
Between us, nobody anything like that.
Yeah, Dan and Mike are very, as is Debbie, by the way. They're all very engaged with what's going on with the team. Look, I think that Craig, you asked about what we say to people. I think Craig has really set a terrific tone in terms of everybody embracing. We all know we're at the start of something new. We're all at the start of building something. And it is exciting to be at the start of something like that. I know, I've started my money management company up a couple of times, and when you're restarting things, maybe you sell your company, then you go independent again. It's kind of a retooling of a company, so to speak. The energy level's very high because you're at the ground floor and you're going to build something together. And I think everybody here has embraced this from, everybody, and players, coaches, obviously baseball operations, and our fans and sponsors.
But you have the basic components to having a competitive season because of your pitching staff. The pitching staff, starting rotation is very good. You got some veterans there. The bullpen's going to be pretty solid once again. And your position play, you do have some veterans mixed in there, so it's not a complete overhaul. But you're going to be able to mix in some young players to get some experience.
Well, by definition, if Willie Peralta goes back to being Willie Peralta and Matt Garza goes back to being Matt Garza and Jimmy Nelson keeps developing, it's a pretty tough threesome right there.
Right.
And then, Davies is good. I saw then Chase Anderson, the guy from he's very excited to be part of the team. I just saw him in the clubhouse before the game. And we got a couple other. Jorge Lopez, my God, that guy, what is he, 21 years old?
Right.
And he can really pitch. And so we've got a bunch of guys there that it's not going to be an easy day for opposing hitters, we hope, facing our staff this year. And that'll give you a chance, any game.
Well, there's great buzz around baseball as well. You talk to a lot of scouts. Rock and I, we see so many baseball scouts every day that are covering the team. All the teams are here in spring training. So they rave about the Brewers prospects, the system. It's probably the most prospect-laden organization maybe since the Prince Fielder, Ricky Weeks, J.J. Hardy days when all those guys were coming up, Corey Hart. And the pitching prospects, I think it's got the attention of a lot of the scouts from other teams when you have some of these conversations. But I've heard 3 different veteran players, and it was Ryan Braun last night who said, it was in another conversation. He goes, we're closer than everybody thinks. And that actually pumped me up a little bit. He was talking to another major league player from another team, and the guy was asking, well, how are you guys going to be this year? And Ryan said, we're closer than you think.
Yeah,
and I was like,
there's no reason to say that, right?
Okay, that's good to hear. That's interesting. And Matt Garza just said that we're going to surprise some people this year. Are we to buy in right now?
Well, I think we're among other things, Craig called me because I wrote the letter to fans because I want to be transparent with our fan base about where we were going. And he called me up right before New Year's and said, look, so when I message the players, it's going to be different. I expect to win some games. Which is exactly what you'd expect Craig Counsell to say, right? And so, look, I don't think they're putting a ceiling on what these guys can do. What they wanted to make sure of, and this goes from David to Craig, and Craig back to David. We'd love to win 81 games this year, but we want to do it with this group of young guys we're developing. We didn't want to go, who we have control over virtually all of them for 4 to 6 years. So we could really take this to the next level. We didn't want to piece something together and win 81 games and then have to rebuild and rebuild. We want to rebuild once and do it right.
I heard you say last night at the party, whoever evaluates the minor league systems, the Brewers went in a very short period of time to near the bottom to, what was it, 8th or 9th ranked minor league system?
Every service you look to, Baseball America, Baseball Prospectus, Fangraphs, MLB.com now has one. They all have us in the top 10, every single one, and virtually everyone had us in the bottom 5 as recently as a year ago. So that's a huge move in one calendar year, which, by the way, not only has it somewhat a function of who we drafted as well. Ray Montgomery and his group drafted last year.
Carter flies out. Both runners will tag here, and both will advance to second and third. And Ray Montgomery, the amateur scouting director, he has a very important couple of months here before the draft. The Brewers have the number 5 pick this year, and I believe 4 of the top 82, I think, is what it is this year. So the draft's going to be a key this season.
Key draft this year, and the last time we had to pick that high is when we picked Ryan Braun in 2005.
Tough to find guys like Ryan Braun.
We'll take another one of those. Yeah. But, it shows the success we've had. Because, the Giants, for example, had 3 top 5 picks going into 2010, I think, with Lincecum, Kane, and Posey, for example. And, the Royals World Series team was built on drafts like that with, Gordon, Hosmer, guys like that. So, this is just a continuation for us, but it's a very important draft. It'll also be David Stearns. It'll be Ray's second draft for us and David's first draft for us. So we'll see, like getting, Craig and David working together, David and Ray working together.
David Stearns, new Brewers general manager, and his assistant general manager, Matt Arnold, who has a great reputation as a scout and a guy who has eyes on players.
They're
and
standing
can
over there. You
evaluate.
can probably put them on camera. There's Matt looking very comfortable, looking a little too relaxed, actually. It's spring training. You're not going to see those two guys looking that relaxed once the season starts.
And no cell phone pressed to the ear at the time.
No cell phone, cold drink.
Making deals over there. Never done.
There's 2 outs here, so I'll do this quickly. Well, there's David Stearns, the new general manager on the left, and then Matt Arnold in the blue long sleeve shirt. He's the new assistant general manager.
Eric Siegel's one of our investors who's soaking up the ambiance there.
You get all the inside information when you're one of the investors, right?
They give them enough to keep the investors happy. So it's a little taste.
But real quick, Mark,
Yeah.
with 2 outs here. But is this organization now, the Brewers organization, is this an analytics organization? Is this scouts with eyes on players? What are the Milwaukee Brewers as an organization philosophically now?
You know, I think it's a mix, and one of the reasons David got the job is he came in and made a very broad presentation of how he was going to look at things, getting information from whatever source he could. And one of the challenges is, and Matt Arnold, by the way, is probably more of a, well, he was weaned in an analytics system in Tampa. He's more of a player development, scouting kind of person. The challenge is how to take human observation. The challenge with scouting is how to take human observation and translate it into some kind of a framework so you can make an apples-to-apples comparison. If you have one scout in the southeast and one scout in the northwest, and they're 2 different people, and they give you a read on 2 different players, how do you make an apples-to-apples comparison? And that's where the analytics comes in, which is more art than science at this point.
All right. That's great stuff, Mark. We enjoyed spending some time with you.
Well done. Thanks, Mark.
Relaxed in his yellow shirt. Spring training. Good job, Mark Catanaccio.
Have a great day.
Thanks, man.
Ball. 3-3 ball game. Top of the 6th inning. The Rangers and the Brewers are all tied up. And a reminder that Brewers theme nights are back and better than ever this season, with the return of Star Wars Day and Country Night, plus the addition of Superhero Night, Ghostbusters Day, 90s Night, and Bill Schroeder Day. For tickets and details, visit brewers.com/theme nights. When is Bill Schroeder Day, by the way?
It was last year, wasn't it?
Every day is Bill Schroeder Day. New pitchers, Michael Blazek. And a lot of other changes out there. We'll be taking you through those changes, give you a look at some of the upcoming Brewers.
Yep, 3rd appearance for Blazek down here in spring training. But remember, he broke his hand, kind of a mystery break of the hand, and shortened his season. But look at the numbers. Outstanding for Michael. 45 appearances and a 243 earned run average. He's just glad to be back out there in the mound.
Blazek just trying to get his innings in, build that arm strength. There's Garen Cicchini. He's now at 3rd base. And Orlando Arcia, the #1 position player prospect in the Brewers system. Very talented young shortstop, getting a little playing time. Michael Reed takes over in right field. Domingo Santana's day is over with 3 hits, single, double, and a homer. Ruggiano for the Rangers. Brewers also have a new first baseman. That's Will Middlebrooks. Ian Cicchini getting some reps at both 3rd and 1st. And the 1-1 is rolled over to Cicchini at 3rd base. Across the diamond, low throw, and it's in and out of the glove of Middlebrooks. And that'll be an E5. So Ruggiano will reach, and a base runner for the Rangers. Cicchini taking over for Aaron Hill. Aaron Hill's day is done, and before he goes to the clubhouse, kind enough to put a headset on and joining us in the Brewers dugout. Aaron, great to have you in Milwaukee. We welcome you to Brewtown. And how are things going in camp so far with the new club?
They're going great. Everyone's excited, obviously doing their work and getting ready. So it's been a fun first couple of weeks here.
Yeah, how's third base the transition? I know you can play anywhere, but it looks like third base is going to be your spot. How's it going so far?
Well, that's what spring training is for. You know, you getting the reps in, and the guys have been great, just picking the brains of some of the coaches here, and it's just getting the reps. You know, feeling more comfortable every day, and you know, happy to get in there every day just to hopefully get some balls. I didn't get any today, but you know, getting the work this morning and every day really helps. So it's been fun.
Now, we have been watching you, you know, as the opponent, you know, just wear out Brewers pitching over the course of your career. Has anybody talked to you about that? And you've had a lot of success against the Brewers. So I guess if you're the Brewers, they say, if I can't beat him, I guess we should bring him over here so we don't have to worry about getting him out.
We'll see. Hopefully it continues, because it's you know, it's a great place to play, a great place to hit, and I've heard only great things about the fans all year long, so I look forward to seeing that.
Had one of the great feats in the history of Major League Baseball, did Aaron Hill. The second, I believe it was, of 2 cycles in 11 days. What do you remember about that whole window of time in your career?
It kind of just flew by, to be honest with you. I'm glad, you know, we won both games, because it's much easier to celebrate than if you would have lost. But you know, it's one of those things, you're having a good game and get up, and you just hopefully just try to keep it coming, and just trying to stay simple. When you're trying to get a hit or trying to get a double or whatever you may need, you know, those things don't tend to usually happen. So it's one of those things you just got to remind yourself, stay soft, stay short, and making sure, and hopefully good things will happen.
Is that was that just veteran respect being shown to you right there with the towel in the water?
I think so.
There's
all kinds of nicknames for me already the first couple weeks. So
Give us a couple if you can share on the air. What are we looking at? Grandpa or anything like that?
No, not yet. I haven't got the cane in the locker yet. So hopefully got a few more years before that shows up. But it's been sheriff or general or something like that.
Okay.
Are these
young guys? So.
Yeah, are these young guys willing to come up to you, pick your brain a little bit, or are they just kind of staying back and wait for you to approach them?
It's been great. I've actually been pleased with it, because I love talking baseball. I think sometimes it gets lost in this game with the younger generation about sitting around the clubhouse and actually talking about either the preparation for the day before or after the game. And these guys have been awesome, just talking about past games, your experiences in certain situations, and I'll do that all day long. I mean, I'm excited as can be to talk about that. So I've been really thrilled with the guys and talking to them, and just hoping to shed some light on certain situations and getting them the experience as well.
I was talking to Craig Counsell last night, and he mentioned the veteran players that have taken that role, and he mentioned you specifically, and just how great you've been. And look, I know that's probably your personality. We're just getting to know you here, but you know, there are a lot of veteran players in the game that wouldn't take to this mentor role as you have. And what is it about you? What's in your upbringing? You know, who set that standard for you? Why do you do what you do with these young players now?
It's just playing the game the right way. I mean, to be honest with you, it's not. I don't look at it as being a mentor. It's just, I love talking baseball. I love being at the field. I love being outside. And anyone who wants to come with me and talk baseball, that's awesome. I'm looking forward to it. So we just hope to, you know, have fun with these guys, and just hope to, you know, Counsell was a guy that played the game the right way, played it the right way a long time, and I'm hoping I can do the same thing. And you know, the game's been around for a long time, and the one thing you can't control is just your effort level. You got a group of guys here that are willing to go the extra mile and work hard, and you know, I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens this year, because it could be a lot of fun when you get some young, hungry guys with a lot of talent here.
Who were some of your mentors? Who were the guys that, when you were coming up, you're a young player, that you would talk to, the guys that are on your Mount Rushmore of influential personalities?
I think when you talk about, you know, I've been very fortunate to have a few years under my belt, but, you know, so there's so many guys that, you know, if you're really willing to learn and willing to listen on a day-to-day basis, anybody and everybody you can learn something from in this game. But some guys, obviously, been very fortunate to play with a lot of big names. You know, obviously Vernon Wells was one guy that took me under his wing at first. Scott Rowland was probably my all-time favorite guy. Roy Halladay, just absolutely admired his work ethic and what he brought to the table every day. You know, Frank Thomas, I mean, Troy Gloss, Matt Stairs, you can go down the line. There's so many guys that just had so much knowledge, and those were the guys that sat around after the clubhouse and just talked about the game. You know, sat there for hours sometimes, and those are the times that I sometimes learned the most, was just sitting around talking about baseball. And you know, it's hopefully bring some of that here.
Now you've had a long, distinguished career, the Toronto Blue Jays. Just looking at your numbers back in 2009. Now, Aaron, I don't have to remind you about the numbers. That was an incredible year for you. I mean, you led the league, the American League, with 682 at-bats, 36 home runs, 108 RBIs. Now, can we expect that kind of year out of you this year?
No pressure, man.
You know, that was an interesting year, to say the least. It was like 2008 was a tough year. I was out almost 3.5 months with a bad concussion, and I'll be honest with you, there were times I didn't know if I was going to play again. And you know, and they completely just sent me home. They said just get away from the game. And so it took a couple months. In that off season, I finally started walking and doing things, because anything from light to loud music, I started spinning and have to sit down. It was a rough couple months, and then for me to be able to start working out and doing baseball activities that off season, and for the Blue Jays to stick with me and give me another shot, it was truly amazing, because that spring training was just, I was just happy I was very humbled, just happy to be in a uniform. And it was amazing, because the year before, I remember I had a lot of, I don't remember how many doubles, but quite a few doubles, and a lot of them, you know, hooking down the third base line in left field. And I remember thinking, if I could just get some backspin on that ball, if I can learn to backspin the ball, it would be, I might be able to add a couple more homers in my resume.
And you certainly did. Chirinos with a base hit's going to bring in a pair. Broxton fumbles with it in center field, but Chirinos with a 2 RBI single, and that'll give the Rangers a 5-3 lead.
Incidentally, it was 37 doubles, I think it was there.
Shortchange yourself.
Well, it was. I just remember, as far as the 36 homers you guys mentioned, it got made fun of a lot, because if you go back and look, about 30 of them the left fielder are jumping for. But I'll take every one of them.
I didn't look it up. I just know your history by heart.
Right. Been studying your statistics. Well, Aaron, you're a great asset to any organization. We're glad to have you with the Brewers, and by all accounts, man, you're everything that folks thought you would be, and we hope that you have a great year this year. We're going to love watching you play every day at Miller Park. Thanks for your time today.
Excited to be here. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
That's Aaron Hill, and he'll play third base for the Brewers. And probably a second baseman with his home position, he would say, but certainly comfortable playing all over the infield. And he'll have a spot over there at the hot corner this season.
He got a good stick. I mean, he's had some tremendous years in the big leagues, and that veteran presence in the infield is going to be invaluable out there on a day-to-day basis.
Well, meanwhile, Michael Blazek is struggling here. Yeah, he started with an error, and then a single, a walk, and now a single and 2 RBIs.
Yeah, last couple of appearances for Michael have not gone his way, so he'd certainly like to be able to minimize the damage here and start throwing the baseball like he did last year in Milwaukee.
And he gets a pop-up off the bat of Cordell. Arcia is there to make the play for out number 1. It's good to catch up a little bit with Aaron Hill. And it's also one of the treats of spring training television. We never get this kind of access during the regular season to be able to talk to a position player in the middle of a game. But that's one thing we love about spring training. Get to know the personalities a little bit.
Just talks and sounds like a guy that's been around and knows what he's talking about, right? A lot of confidence in that voice.
I like the notion that as people are talking about him as his mentor, and Scooter Jeanette's mentioned that Aaron Hill's already been a big influence on him. For Aaron Hill, it's just his way. And, you know, I'm guessing by his comments there that this is kind of what he does, and there's nothing unusual. Or
that's the way he was taught. That's the way he was taught. You know, pay it forward, and you hope you don't lose guys like that in major leagues.
High fly ball to center. That was deep. Broxton leaps up and can't make the play. It's off his glove as he crashes into the wall. This is going to get 2 runs home, and DeShields all the way to third with a 2 RBI triple. Broxton almost hauled that one in. Instead, it's going to give the Rangers a 7-3 lead.
Yeah, just didn't quite get there and kind of spun himself around a little bit, not able to grab the baseball, but he went a long way to get it. He was playing shallow.
Let him go.
And sometimes those baseballs that are hit right over your head in center field are the toughest ones to get.
Hey, Drew, center
and he
field
goes
on
back,
that
takes a good angle on it, and just can't get there. I mean, maybe he thought he was a little bit closer to the wall than he actually was. I think if he keeps running, he might be able to make the catch. But Shields put a charge into that baseball.
So still one out, runner at third. The infield is in, and Siriaco fouls it away. Half swing. Will take the count to 0-2. Aaron Hill finished his day 1 for 2 and a walk his last time up. Scored a run. This inning began with an error at third base by Cicchini. And the floodgates have opened up. 4 runs are in for Texas. 3 hits and a walk to go along with the error. Blazek. And a base hit. Another run's in. Siriaco with an 0-2 single to right field. And his second hit of the day, and now the Rangers are up 8-3. Tough inning for Michael Blazek, and that's going to do it for his afternoon. As the changes continue, Craig Counsell is on his way out. And it looks like the Brewers will call on Jay Chapman up from minor league camp. So Michael Blazek tucked at the office. He'll exit. Rangers have 5 in. They lead 8-3.
For a beautiful
Up here, they have 5 runs in on 4 hits and a walk in this inning. Also an error, and they lead 8-3. A pitching change as Craig Counsell has to dip into his minor league camp available pitchers, and it's going to be Jay Chapman who gets a golden opportunity on the big league spring training field.
Yeah, pretty good numbers last year. He signed actually with the Atlanta Braves back in 2005, 10 years in the minors. Although back in 2012, he appeared in 14 games with the Cubs. Last year, split time between Biloxi and Colorado Springs.
So 1 out and a runner at first. On the first pitch, Guzman sends one into the seats. Guzman in the spot that was originally occupied by Prince Fielder. They'll ask if he went. Yes, he did, says the base umpire. So a strike, and it's 0-2 on Guzman.
Nice block. Well done on a tough pitch to block by Garcia.
Jay Chapman for the Brew Crew. Looking for a ground ball here. Foul out of play. It's good to see Prince Fielder today. He is back in action. He's been dealing with sleep apnea. They had to actually send him to a specialist to try to help him out. It was getting so concerning. And he went back to Arlington, but today was his first game back. Was 0 for 2 today with a walk. A swing and a miss. Good pitch. Looked like a changeup.
Yeah, good off-speed pitch. Gets him. Yeah, that sleep apnea thing is a scary thing. You talk to people that have that. I mean, you feel like you just can't catch your breath and wake up, can't sleep. So it's good that Prince was able to address that, and he was here today. A lot of people deal with that.
They're saying that Prince Fielder's, he would stop breathing it during his sleep constantly, and it would wake him up, of course. And so yeah, very serious to deal with. Patrick Kiblahan is at the plate for the Rangers. Former football player turned baseball player. Runner at first. 5 runs are in. It's 8-3 Texas as we play in the 6th inning. And a line shot. Arcia's got it. Smooth as silk. Orlando Arcia makes the play to end the inning. And Chapman does a good job to settle things down here for the Brewers. Sausage racises. Racises is the sausages is always a big hit here at Berryville. The famous Clements Racing Sausages. Close race today. They're swapping a little paint there, Rock.
Polish by a nose.
Fox Sports Supports is proud to team up with National Alliance on Mental Illness and their commitment to improving the lives of families and those living with mental illness. You can learn more about how to be stigma-free. Visit foxsportssupports.com. Tepish back to work here for Texas. And he will face Reimer Liriano to start it. Brewers find themselves trailing 8-3 now after a 5-run Texas 6th inning. Liriano takes a strike.
It was funny. Colin Walsh was trying to get himself squared away on the on-deck circle, and he was in and amongst all the racing sausages and was kind of trying to figure out what's going on here. Am I in a dream?
Feels like he got lost in the forest.
He couldn't get out. They had him boxed in.
Walsh is due next. Liriano leads off. Was robbed of an extra base hit back in the 2nd inning. Brian Cordell made a terrific running catch to take a hit away from Liriano. In the air to right. Once again to Cordell. Much easier chance this time for him. And Liriano is retired. We have a photo finish on the sausage race for those wagering at home. Oh, I see what the problem was there. By the way, Italian, that's a pitiful effort.
That's weak effort.
It's pitiful. I mean, spring training, I get that, and everybody's trying to get their legs under them again.
Yeah.
But for the Italian, that's embarrassing.
And then the fun really started when all the sausages, they opened the gate right by the end of the Brewers dugout, and they kind of shoot up the stands, and Colin Walsh got lost. We had some sausages up here. You know, our buddy Mike from Sports Service here.
Oh, yeah. You mean the kind, I see what you're saying. The kind that you eat.
The edible ones, yeah.
Yeah. Not the racing sausage.
It's a new thing here. It's an assortment of sausages on a skewer.
I saw that. So you get to the whole variety.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
All 5.
Yep.
On one stick.
A sample stick.
Food on a stick.
Good stuff.
Is always preferred. That way you can eat it one-handed.
It tastes better too, doesn't it?
I think so.
When you always have the risk of jamming that skewer down your throat, got to make sure you don't really. You gotta push the sausages or the food up on the stick and not.
There's a technique to it.
Yeah.
You don't just dive in there. By the way, this is what you're talking about, Rock. So keep your eyes trained on the sausages. Now here comes Colin Walsh, and he's just doing his normal thing, and then they trap him.
Yeah, here he is.
Full court trap. Turnover.
Yeah, he handled it well, though. A lot of guys that don't know what's going on might get a little bit scared.
Unfortunately, Walsh strikes out looking. He's rattled by the sausages, and down he goes for the 2nd out of the inning.
Yeah, blame the brat.
Well, you can either foul or go for the trap, and they decided to trap him. Rene Garcia at the plate. His first at-bat came in to catch for Maldonado. Slow roller. Third base, Joey Gallo, and that throws way off the mark. That'll be a base hit for Garcia. Got himself an infield hit out of it.
Not sure if Gallo had to go to the bare hand. You got the catcher running down the line. Decides to go barehanded. Not sure if he had a good grip on it because not a very good throw. Third base is pretty much taken over there with Texas.
One of the great ones.
Not only can he hit, but probably the best defensive third baseman in the big leagues.
Adrian Beltre.
Of course, the guy over in Baltimore might have something to say about that.
Yeah, Manny Machado. Nolan Arenado's probably he's the #1 defensive third baseman. He might be one of the greatest defensive third basemen ever, the way he's played the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Playing at an extremely high level. Every time you think about great defensive third baseman, the one name that comes to mind the most, Brooks Robinson.
Yeah.
The gold standard defender at third base. 1-1 pitch. Chopper up the middle. Oh, what a scoop. Wow, that was some kind of play. Josh Morgan with a sweet backhand on a very difficult hop. And that will retire the side. This is something special right here. Look at this thing. Man, great hands. Inning over.
Ballpark sitting out there in the hill grabbing some sun as we head to the 7th inning. The Rangers up by 5 and introducing the Brewers new monthly ballpark pass for just $49. You can get tickets to every Brewers home game in April except for opening day with mobile tickets sent directly to your phone. To learn more, go to brewers.com/ballparkpass.
Brewers have a new pitcher on to work. Sean Nolan. They acquired and claim from the Oakland Athletics. Left-hander. And some changes defensively. Ramon Flores will take over in left field for Liriano. And Eric Young Jr. now in center field. New second baseman as well, Yadiel Rivera. So none of the starters remain. And Nolan goes to work. Good fastball strike to get the count started against Ryan Rua. His first at bat of the day for Texas. Rangers brought 9 batters to the plate last inning, scored 5 runs, and lead at 8-3. Now Nolan has a chance to make the team as one of the lefties in the bullpen. The Brewers have Will Smith as a left-hander, but he's the closer. He's not a situational guy. As Nolan burns the edge with a fastball and a punch out to start the inning.
And Nolan, a big guy. I mean, for left-handed pitcher, throws pretty good. He's 6'4", 235 pounds. That's some pretty good numbers down in the minor leagues last year for Nashville. Man, here's the pitch right on the outside corner. Garcia frames it nicely. 40 games in Nashville. He also had some appearances, I should say 14 games, 6 appearances with the A's.
Pinch hitter here is Drew Robinson. He's in there for Gallo. Joey Gallo finishes his day 2 for 3, a 3-run home run and a single, scored twice. Drew Robinson. And Nolan misses. 2-1 to count. These are key at-bats for him. I think Craig Counsell and Derek Johnson, the pitching coach, want to get their eyes on Nolan against left-handed batters. And he got him. Wow. How about these two at-bats?
Yeah, so far so good. Burning off the outside corner to the lefty this time. He's got all 4 pitches. They say he throws in the mid-90s. Got a good changeup, curveball, slider to go with it. There's a slider, kind of a backdoor variety. Caught the inside corner.
Back-to-back backwards Ks for Nolan. 2 up, 2 down here in the 7th. And the Rangers will send up Hanser Alberto. Pinch hitting. I believe he is the second Texas Ranger wearing number 2 today. As if spring training rosters weren't difficult enough. But they got the last name on the back, so that's helpful. You know how in college football they'll have duplicate numbers? Kind of like a spring training game. Down he goes.
Wow.
What an inning. Sean Nolan, 3 up, 3 down, 3 punch-outs. Wow. All right. Welcome to the club, Sean.
Five Rangers stretch time here at Maryvale. And just a reminder to find the season's biggest deals at the Fan Values Corner, from student nights to kids and seniors discount days to $6 Miller High Life Mondays and more. There's always a great deal on tap in the Fans Value Corner. Check out all the great offers at brewers.com/fanvalues.
Crowd of just over 4,000 on hand today at Maryvale Baseball Park. Nick Tepesch remains for Texas. A starting pitcher working in relief. This is his 3rd inning, and he'll face Michael Reed. Orlando Arcia will hit next. Reed's first at bat, high drive into right center field. That's way back there, and Michael Reed sends one out of here. Long home run to right center. Boy, Reed came to camp with about 20 pounds of muscle stacked on that frame. He wants to hit for more power. Good looking young prospect, and he shows some serious opposite field power.
Yeah, he needed that. He'd been struggling at the plate, but takes a fastball from Tepesch. And about 3/4 of the way up on that hill out there in right center. Got good wood on it. He knew it was gone.
And a big smile on his face. That's not a way to first at bat. Drive one onto the berm. Here's Arcia now. All eyes on Orlando Arcia. Just trying to get his feet wet here at big league camp. Going to start the year in AAA. That ball's hit hard. Deep center field. That is way back there. Stubbs with just enough room to make the catch.
Just underneath it, just enough to keep it in the ballpark. Difference between an outfielder and a shortstop swinging the bat.
That's it.
That and the fact that Arcia hit it to the deepest part of the ballpark. Good looking young player, Orlando Arcia.
The brass in big discussions there. Owner Mark Atanasio along with general manager David Stearns. First pitch strike to Garen Cicchini. In the game at third base for Milwaukee. Had a good visit with Mark Atanasio today.
Yeah.
He seemed relaxed, and I think last year took a lot out of it. It was a tough year all the way around. Had to change managers, changing general managers, and which means a regime change, and that's never easy.
Well, the tough decisions have to be made sometimes, and the Brewers fans are hoping that things are going in the right direction. They certainly seem to be when you watch what's going on here in spring training. 9 players traded, and they got 16 back. And from all accounts, not just Brewers scouts, but scouts from around baseball say the Brewers did pretty well in those trades. They got some good players.
Cicchini, a strikeout victim. That's the third K for Tepesh. And with 2 away, here is Will Middlebrooks. A little soft liner is going to fall. Middlebrooks with a base hit. So a guy trying to make the team coming up with a base hit. First pitch swinging, Will Middlebrooks. Don't forget, you can log on to foxsportswisconsin.com. Some of the stories that are up, you can find out about Garen Cicchini, some of the top tweets. And the Badgers losing to Nebraska yesterday, still NCAA tournament bound with a terrific year. By the way, today is Snapchat Day all across Major League Baseball. Our girl Caitlin Moyer is hard at work today. A lot of cool stuff coming through the Snapchat feed, the Snapchat story rock.
She's all over the place, isn't she? Taking pictures, tweeting out, Snapchatting away. You Snapchat?
No, I don't.
You don't tweet. You don't Snapchat. You don't Facebook.
No. I digest all of that, but I don't participate myself.
You snoop in on all that stuff, right?
Is that what it is? Snoop. Well, you know, I feel like everything that I would want to say on Twitter or show you on Snapchat, I'm doing right here.
Right.
Like I would want to show you this at bat by Manny Pena, but you're watching it.
Do you have a really, hard Twitter handle to break through? Can you give it to me later on?
There's Caitlin trying to blend in the dugout, Snapchatting away. She's a Snapchatting social media dynamo, Caitlin Moyer. The soft liner. Oh, what a catch! Drew Robinson with a diving catch in foul territory. Like an outfielder would go after it. Yeah, Rangers, they've got a couple of highlight reel plays today and put another one on the board for Robinson. score is 8-4. We're heading to the 8th inning now at Maryvale Baseball Park. And a reminder that this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Brewers. May not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent of the Brewers and Caitlin Moyer. Smiling away. Snapchatting away.
She really can't hide in that dugout with that red scarf.
Oh, that's the only reason she can't hide in the dugout?
Got to draw your eyes to that red scarf, especially when it's 90 degrees.
A base hit for Brett Nicholas.
Fashionable, though.
New Rangers catcher. Singles to right. Now, Sean Nolan retired the side in order last inning with 3 strikeouts on just 12 pitches. So this guy opened up some eyes last inning, and we'll see how he does in inning number 2.
Yeah, Brewers got him off of waivers from the A's. That was back in February, but he went to the A's in that Josh Donaldson trade.
There's a bunt. It's a good one. Jones, and it rolls foul. James Jones getting an at-bat with the big league club. Jones is sporting the old school stirrups. An endangered species in Major League Baseball uniform regulations. It's an unofficial poll, but I believe he's the only one in the ballpark today with real stirrups on.
Yeah.
Got to have the low arch in the front.
First glance. Yep, you're right.
Low arch in the front, high arch in the back.
And they have to be the same. You can't have one pulled up really high, one down low.
No, for sure.
I mean, some guys get a ruler out.
That used to be a problem going through the old high school gear box. Swing and a miss. Nolan has his 4th strikeout in 5 batters faced. All of his outs have been strikeouts.
He works quickly, throws strikes. Not afraid to pitch the contact. You love to see a guy like that out there in the mound. You get good defense when you pitch like that.
He's been impressive. Here's Drew Stubbs, former Cincinnati Red. Got some time with the Rockies and the Indians. Native Texan.
Yeah, good power, great center fielder, good arm. He just doesn't make enough contact.
Stubbs still one of the fastest players in the big leagues. He can motor. Rangers are going to have Delino DeShields as their everyday center fielder. Shin-Soo Choo will be in right. Stubbs trying to make the team. Played his college ball at the University of Texas. A wave and a miss. Well, Nolan, whatever he has, he is extremely deceptive. 5 outs, 5 strikeouts for Nolan. 2 looking, 3 swinging.
And hitters really not getting very good swings except for the base hit. Must be hiding the baseball pretty well. Good assortment of 4 pitches. He's always got that changeup grip when he's looking in for the sign.
Here's the other number 2 batting for the Rangers, Josh Morgan. Morgan made a heck of a play on a wicked hop at second base a couple of innings ago in the 6th inning. He and Alberto were sharing the 2. That's a high drive into left. That ball's way back there. Flores at the wall. He's got it for the out. Great play. Ramon Flores caught it, crashed into the wall, ends the inning, and Nolan 2 scoreless on the board for the Brewers.
Rangers holding a 4-run lead, and Brewers Community Foundation harnesses the pride, passion, and commitment of Brewers fans, players, and other supporters to positively impact the lives of children and their families in the greater Milwaukee and Wisconsin area. To learn more about the Brewers Community Foundation and the positive impact it is having in our communities, visit brewers.com/BCF.
A leisurely Friday here at Maryvale Baseball Park. Sun shining brightly. Beautiful day in Phoenix today. Alex Claudio, the funky left-hander, is on the mound for the Texas Rangers.
See his numbers, very herky-jerky delivery, tall, thin left-hander. Alex Claudio, 18 games last year and a .287 earned run average.
He'll face Ramon Flores to start the inning. Bottom of the 8th at Maryvale. The Brewers and Rangers were tied at 3, and then the Rangers scored 5 runs in the 6th inning. Brewers got 1 back on a Michael Reed home run. That leadoff spot for the Brewers has produced 3 runs and 4 hits. Santana was 3 for 3, including a leadoff home run. He drove in 2, and then Michael Reed, filling in for Santana, homered to right center. Flores lines one to right, a base hit. Lefty on lefty, and Ramon Flores with a single.
Played some first base in yesterday's ball game, did Flores. Nice approach, lefty versus lefty. That's got to open some eyes for that Brewers coaching staff. Stayed right in there.
That'll bring up Yadiel Rivera. And he swings away at the first pitch. That's going to get down for a base hit. Flores on his way to third. Rivera to second. Close play. He is safe. A hard slide in there by Rivera. Looked dangerous.
Late. I mean, jamming that foot in that bag, and looks like he's all right. But Yadiel Rivera just continues to swing a hot bat. He plays anywhere in the infield. Yeah, check it out. Not messing around. Herky-jerky delivery or not, the Brewers are getting some pretty good swings against Claudio. This time finding the gap. And again, good hustle by Yadiel Rivera to get into second base. Look at this slide late and bang right into that bag.
Hustle double for Rivera. Back-to-back hits. 2 on, nobody out. Brewers trying to mount the comeback here, down 4 runs. Well, that is some funkiness right there.
And low 3/4 delivery to boot, making it really tough on lefties, but Flores hung in there on it.
A spasmodic left-hander, probably the best way to describe him.
Yeah, 6'3", 160. Tall and lanky.
Rene Garcia, the Brewer catcher now at the plate.
You're about 160, aren't you?
Kind of pushing north of that these days.
A little bit.
Yeah. We got to get that back down. Our spring training program you and I are on.
Yeah.
Consume as many calories as we can and don't exercise. A recipe for disaster.
Just don't eat bread. You'll be fine.
Okay. No bread and brownies. And he draws the walk. So the Brewers get something cooking here with the bases loaded. Nobody out. Eric Young Jr. will bat for the first time. Hard to believe it's been 14 years since Eric Young Jr.'s dad, Eric Young, was here in camp with the Brewers.
Yeah.
Saw a great photo of that yesterday. They look so much alike. And EY Jr., he can still motor. Bases loaded, nobody out. And that one misses inside.
That was a couple of years ago. He led the league in stolen bases, right? He beat out Segura right at the last series of the year.
Yep. As a member of the Mets.
Yeah.
He's 30 now. Hard to believe he's 30 years of age. He went to school right here in Arizona, in Chandler, in the Phoenix area. Went to college, I should say. Bases loaded, 2-1 to count. And it's down and in.
And good patience by EY Jr. on a slider down and in. Boy, 3-1 count, bases loaded.
Green light.
Licking his chops on this pitch.
In there for a strike, 3-2. Eric Young Jr. stole 46 bases in 2013 to lead the league. Not a power threat, but he is a run producer here in this spot. Got 3 on, nobody out. Tough guy to double up. Chopper to third. Out at second, throw to first is in time. Wow. Not a guy that doubles up easily, but EY Jr. bounces into the 5-4-3 double play. A run does score to make it 8-5.
Yeah, good trade for the Rangers, not for the Brewers. 2 outs for a run. That ball almost airmailed into right field. Yeah, good job out there at second base. And remember, there's no in the neighborhood play around the bag at second base this year. You have to have touched the bag, and in the past you'd be around the bag and turn a double play. It was all right. That was close.
So here's Michael Reed. Good turnover there at second base by Morgan. Reed homered his last time up. Big fly into right center field up on the berm. About halfway up the berm, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, clearly very close with the foot on the bag. Baseball has said no more in the neighborhood play, and then on the flip side of that, to help out the second baseman, you can't really go in hard at second base anymore. A couple of rule changes on the bases.
Reed, a shot knocked down by Claudio in self-defense. Boy, that one got him. He's hurt. Michael Reed hits a shot. The inning is over, but Claudio is down. Man, that was scary. Inning is over. Brewers get 1. Claudio is still down. Our Columbia St. Mary's game summary with 8 in the books. And it's 8-5 Texas, a 5-run 6th inning. The difference in this one, Domingo Santana driving in 2 runs on 3 hits, including a home run. Michael Reed is homer today as well. And we're headed for the 9th inning. Final out, last inning. Claudio is okay. He walked off under his own power, but that one struck him where you don't want to be struck.
Got to wear a cup.
Ouch.
The protective cup. Not many pitchers wear them, though.
It's amazing that he was able to finish the throw and get the out, but he went straight down and took him a minute. Damian Magnifico is on the mound. He was the closer at AA Biloxi last year, and he was lights out. This guy had a terrific season.
20 saves and a 117 earned run average. You can see only 3 home runs, an opponent batting average in low 200s, 42 games overall. Only gave up 3 home runs.
Magnifico will face Ronald Guzman. Rangers up 8-5 in the 9th. Big swing by Guzman. Matt Garza started today. Went 3 innings, gave up 3 runs. All of those runs came on 1 swing of the bat by Joey Gallo. A 3-run home run in the 2nd inning. Hey, the star of the day on the mound for the Brewers was Sean Nolan. 2 innings, no runs. He did give up a single, but he struck out 5 in the 6 batters that he faced.
And did it in quick fashion. Didn't mess around too much. Goes right after hitters. Nothing wrong with that.
Shot to right field. Reed coming in. Did he get it? Yes, he did. Michael Reed.
He's making a name for himself. Saw him a little bit in September.
Well, those are the toughest line drives to play, outfielders tell you. The one right at him. Beautiful play here by Michael Reed.
Yeah, got off to didn't really charge it right away. Wasn't sure it was going to be sinking as it got to him out there. It was, and then he got on his horse and able to make a nice diving catch.
Well, he just got robbed of a base hit with that liner back to the mound last inning. Does have a home run today. Counsell was raving about Reed, and he said he does everything well. Plays the position well, cutoff man, cutoff and relay setups, takes great angles, knows what he's doing at the plate, will take his walks. He's got high praises from his skipper. He is among the Brewers' top position player prospects. Surfaced in the big leagues last year.
Now it's just going to be maybe a question of how many right-handed hitting outfielders are you going to want to have, right? You got Braun and Santana. And Neuenhuis is a left-handed hitter. Broxton right-handed, Presley lefty. All that stuff comes into play as you get down to crunch time at the end of spring training.
And then when you're dealing with a prospect like Michael Reed, playing time is important as well. You don't want a guy like that who's
a guy from AA.
Just getting his career going at the high levels of the minor leagues. You want him to play, but he looks like a real talent. Keith Wood
and Mrs. Wood,
first base cameraman at Miller Park, is here today. Look at him.
Been here since mid-January, he said, down here in the valley.
Chopper to short. Arcia. Easy as it gets.
And he says he's only been able to get in 22 rounds of golf.
That's about right.
No, he did say that. 22. He's counted them.
He is a golf nut. And he is one of the great camera operators in all of Major League Baseball. And you see him all. He always gives you those great shots.
You know what he was telling me today? He's telling us. I mean, the camera operators down in the dugout areas these days in baseball, going to have to wear helmets.
Oh, that's right.
So Woody's going to be sporting a helmet this year down in the first base camera pit.
Well, Keith and his wife Roxanne are enjoying today's game. All those great shots inside the Brewers dugout you see at Miller Park. Woody's the man behind that camera giving you those looks.
And Woody was showing us all the places he's been drilled by foul balls.
That's right.
That's why they're going to be wearing helmets.
He's a good man. He looks kind of mean and angry right there, but he's not. He's a teddy bear. Rua with a swing and a miss.
He's just thinking right now I should be on the 5th hole.
That's right. I think we ought to get Woody a special helmet, you know, doctor it up a little bit.
You want to go
something
in?
That stands
Buy
out.
him one?
I think so. See what we can find out. You know, he always wears, in tribute to one of his late friends, a red Augusta National hat when he works. So we should do him a mock-up of a red Augusta National.
Get him a red helmet, you mean?
We'll get him a red helmet with the Augusta logo. I'm sure they'll be fine with that. Rua draws the walk with 2 away in the ninth. Actually, you know, Major League Baseball has produced pitchers' helmets this year. I haven't seen anybody use one yet, but there's a wraparound helmet that has no top, almost like a visor.
Right.
It does have an ear flap, and it's available for pitchers to wear if they feel comfortable doing it. I haven't seen one guy try it out, but I'm going to go down there and try to get one for the
Who's
booth.
the lefty for the Diamondbacks that wore the helmet? Was that the Diamondbacks?
Yep. And the Padres.
Right,
and,
right.
Boy, what was his name?
I'm sorry I asked you that question.
Yeah.
Never should do
I was
that.
just talking about him the other day, as a matter of fact. It'll come to me, Rock. Just give me a moment.
Yeah, I apologize. I should never ask a question you don't know the answer to. I should have learned over.
Which limits you to maybe 3 questions.
Yeah, possible, right? Astronomy, anything.
Drew Robinson, who made that diving catch. Wow, that was a close play at first. Rua just got back. Alex Torres, Rob.
Alex Torres, there it is. Yep, lefty.
I knew
you'd
it would
get
come
it.
to me. I knew it. It would just take some time.
It only took a minute. You could have just Googled it.
Well, you know, I could have. But I wanted to use it as a training exercise. See if I still got it. Push the brain a little bit.
You did good. I knew you could do it.
Appreciate your support.
Yeah, but he wore that helmet that wrapped around.
Right.
It's kind of bulky. Is that the same one that the?
No, it's totally streamlined. It's
totally different.
It looks like a helmet. It's got a matte finish on it, and you know, you don't see when pitchers do get hit. They don't get hit on top of the head, so it leaves that part open. But it does have an ear flap, and I'll be curious to see if anybody tries it out. We might have to try it out here in the booth. Things get a little chippy up here every now and then. Maybe we could get Woody one of those.
There you go.
1-2 pitch from Magnifico. In the air, left field. And Flores, he's got it to end the inning. Scoreless inning for the Double-A closer last year, Damian Magnifico. Last call for the Brewers, bottom of the ninth, 8-5 Texas. Final call for the Brew Crew. 8-5 Texas. Milwaukee won their first 4 games, but they've lost their last 4. And they're trying to rally here in this 9th inning. And we're going to get another look at talented Orlando Arcia. He'll bat. Andrew Faulkner will pitch for Texas.
Yeah, good numbers in limited opportunities at the big league level. 11 games, a good earned run average under 3. And more strikeouts than innings pitched.
We'll be back at it tomorrow, Brewers Television, against the Colorado Rockies. 2 o'clock airtime in Wisconsin in the Central Time Zone. Arcia, first ball, swinging, high fly ball, right center. And Stubbs is going to have just enough room. 2 long fly ball outs by Arcia.
Warning track power for the young shortstop. Got a good swing, though. Real short, compact approach.
The MVP of the Southern League last year and the minor league Gold Glove Award winner. Problem is, Arcia hasn't had long enough at bats for us to give all of his superlatives. He's up there hacking. Oh, look out. Up and in. And Cicchini just did avoid getting hit by that pitch. Now, this was close.
They're kind of leaning out, trying to protect that inside corner, up and in. That'll keep you loose in that batter's box. That's how you open up the outside corner, partner.
Yeah, no doubt. Aaron Cicchini. Has an error today, a throwing error. He and Will Middlebrooks battling it out at third base and first base. They both play each position. And 2 guys that came up in the Red Sox organization. Cicchini rolls one to short. Hanser Alberto makes a play, and the Brewers are down to their last out, and it will be Will Middlebrooks. We'll have tomorrow's game on Brewers Television. You can also listen to the Brewers Radio Network tomorrow if you're out driving around, or you can pick us up on the MLB TV app. You can listen or watch. Highly recommend you invest in the MLB.TV. Craig Counsell is bench coach Pat Murphy and Jason Lane. Sunday's game will be against the Indians in Goodyear, and you can listen to that one on Brewers Radio. So television tomorrow, radio on Sunday, back on the webcast Monday against the Dodgers in Glendale. Got a couple of TV games next week, actually 3. The 16th and the 18th and the 19th. We'll be picking up some of our broadcasts from our sister stations. Middlebrooks, right center field, long run, and Jones runs it down to win the ball game. Rangers played very good defense today. And a final score of 8-5. Good job today, partner. Enjoyed it. We'll do it again tomorrow.
Yeah, we got TV tomorrow. Big sponsor tailgate picnic, so we're going to be well fed tomorrow for the broadcast.
Yes, might be a touch sleepy when we hit the air, but give us a few innings to gather ourselves. That'll be fun. We're looking forward to it. Brewers and Rockies tomorrow. The Rangers win today by a final of 8-5, thanks to our entire Phoenix-based flight crew here, led in the truck by Marty Tarr, producer and director. Thanks to Glenn Preston, our statistician. For Bill Schroeder, I'm Brian Anderson saying so long from Phoenix, Arizona. You've been watching Cactus League Baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Final score once again, the Rangers 8, the Milwaukee Brewers 5. And we'll see you tomorrow, Brewers Rockies, 2 p.m. airtime right here on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Have a great night, everybody.